A few weeks ago, I came across a commercial unit in Ongar, Essex. As soon as I walked in, my mind started doing what it always does, and I wasn't just looking at the building itself, I was thinking about what it could become. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you will know that I spent a lot of time analysing property deals, most of the time for other investors. We look at the numbers, talk through the risks, and think about the cash flow and work out whether a deal actually makes sense before somebody commits to it. This time, though, I'm doing exactly the same thing, but for myself. I found a commercial unit that I think has a lot of potential, and over the past few weeks I've been exploring whether it could become something that's genuinely useful for the local business community in Ongar, Essex. The idea is to create a business hub, somewhere where we can have events and workshops. Now that can mean different things to different people, but the vision I have is somewhere that people actually want to spend time in, somewhere local businesses can come and work for a few hours, meet other business owners, collaborate on ideas, hold meetings, attend events, or simply get out of the home office for the day. The more I've thought about it, the more excited I've become about what it could be. But I've also been doing this long enough to know that getting excited about an idea just isn't enough. In fact, if anything, excitement can sometimes cloud your judgment. One of the things I often say when I'm analysing property deals is that you have to separate what you hope will happen from what the evidence is actually telling you. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. I could spend hours thinking about how the space might look, what furniture we would buy, what events we could run, and all the different ways people might use it. But if the people I'm hoping to create it for don't actually want it, then none of that really matters. That's probably the biggest lesson property investing has taught me over the years. Whether you're buying a buy-to-let, developing a site, or looking at a commercial opportunity like this, at some point somebody has to want what you're creating. Otherwise, it's just your idea. So rather than rushing ahead, I want to slow things down a little and start asking a much more important question. Is this something that local businesses would use? And I can't find that answer sitting behind a desk. I think the only way to answer it is by speaking to people who would hopefully end up using the space. That's why this project starts with research. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be speaking to local business owners around Ongar and Essex to understand what they really need. I've also put together a short survey because I don't want to make any assumptions. I'd much rather hear directly from people about the challenges they're facing, whether they think somewhere like this would be valuable, and if it would they actually want it? Because there's every chance they'll tell me things I haven't even thought about yet. And if that happens, brilliant. I'd much rather discover now than spending a lot of time creating something that misses the mark. I'm also organising a free networking breakfast, partly because I think it will be a nice opportunity for local businesses to meet each other, but also because I've always found that the best conversations happen when people are simply chatting away with each other. You can learn a lot from a survey, but sometimes someone will mention a challenge they're facing or throw out an idea that completely changes the way you think about something. That's the sort of feedback I'm hoping to get. One thing I've realised over the years is that property isn't really about buildings, it's about people. A residential property only works because somebody wants to live there. A commercial property only works because someone wants to use it. And I think it's easy to forget that sometimes. We can become so focused on the building itself that we forget to ask whether we're actually solving a problem for anyone. For me, that's what this project is really about. Yes, it's a commercial unit. Yes, it's a property investment. But more importantly, it's about trying to create something that adds value to the local business community. Whether that's somewhere people can work or meet new contacts or even a place to learn from each other. I just don't know yet. And that's exactly why I'm documenting this process. I think we often see projects once everything's finished, the building's been refurbished, the branding's all done and fancy, and the doors are finally open and everything looks great. But what we don't often get to see is everything that happens before that, the questions that get asked and the uncertainty and the conversations and the moments where plans change because you've learned something new. Personally, I think that's the interesting part. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to share the journey as honestly as I can. I'll show you what I'm learning, what's changing my mind, what surprises me, and ultimately whether I think this is a project worth pursuing. and I would genuinely love you to be a part of this. So, if you're a local business owner, I would really appreciate it if you could complete the survey. The link is in the description below, and every response will help me build a much clearer picture of whether this idea has real demand. If you're local to Ongar, I would also love to see you at the networking breakfast. It's free on the 26th of August, and it'll be a chance for you to meet other local businesses, have coffee and breakfast, and share your thoughts on the project in person. And even if you're nowhere near Ongar, I would still love to hear what you think. Have you worked from a business hub before? What made it work well? What didn't work well? What would make you choose somewhere like this over working from home or a coffee shop? Leave me a comment below because I would genuinely be interested to hear all of your experiences. I don't know exactly where this journey is going to lead. It might confirm everything I'm thinking at the moment, or it might completely change the direction of the project. Either way, I'd rather make decisions based on evidence than assumptions. And hopefully, by taking you along with me, you'll find the process just as interesting as the outcome. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.